Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good week in trading. The market's up pretty good today. The jobs data came back weak enough for us not to have to worry about inflation, evidently. So everything's doing pretty good today. Wanted to get on here before the close of the day because I've got some plans for the night. So I did want to go over what we've done this week. Made some trades this week, adding to our Tesla. And we'll talk about that as we look at our portfolio. And we see NVAX has had a pretty good week. So that's one of the things we've been waiting on. So we're happy to see that. No news has come out yet. The only news that really came out was news that the news was coming out. So, that's not anything new to me. We've been saying that here on this channel for a while. So, but hey, we'll take it. Whatever gets the stock going, that's good for us. So, all right. So let's take a look at our portfolio, see where we are, and we'll talk about what we've done this week so far. All right. So here we go. All right. As you can see here, we are somewhat green today. As you can see here at the top, we do have everything green across the board. The NASDAQ is doing real well today. That inflation fears have gone away, so that's helping everything. Top of the list here, we've got Tesla up almost 4%. Now, Tesla has gotten beaten down the last few days, and this is the one that we've actually been buying as it was beat down. The last couple of days, we bought on the 2nd and the 3rd. We have not bought any today. We've gone in all about as far as we can go in on that one as well. So we don't want to get too heavy on one stock. But we did buy a week starting at 612 all the way down. Let's see, 612 would have been right in this area here, and all the way down to 594 is when we stopped buying. So let's see, it was probably right in here, one of these dips here. Actually, it was probably some of this during this day here. But anyway, we bought it in both IRAs. We stopped in one IRA once we got to a certain number of shares, and then we added more shares because we had a little bit more cash in this IRA, other IRA. So, but we did stop. We've gone about as heavy as we can go, but we did buy from 612 all the way down to 594. So we're sitting good with Tesla. We were not too far out of the money on that one anyway, and so now we're probably only about, I would say, about 3% out of the money. So it wouldn't take much to get us in the green on this one. And we've got a good size stake, about as big as we want in this one. So the volume you can see here is not terrible today. The reason it went down is there was some news about the production levels in China being about 50%. So that's what really got it yesterday. As you can see the big dip here. Not sure of the bounce back today, I guess, other than just the NASDAQ being up. Probably had something to do with that. But Tesla's, it's long term if need be. Have no doubt we'll get back up. As you can see in a 6-month chart here, this thing was way up here. It actually had gone to, I think, 900 at one time. So it's beaten down pretty good. So I think it's a good bet. And even if it gets up to here, you're seeing, look at this level here, you're looking at 683, 700. And so we're cost averaged probably pretty close to 600, if I had to guess, somewhere right in there. Don't know the cost average right off the top of my head, but we're in a good position on that one. I like the fact that we've been able to add to it this week, so that's all good. MSTR kind of disappointed me yesterday. Bitcoin was up pretty good, but it was down because it follows the NASDAQ and Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's its main driver here, and Bitcoin had a little bit pullback last night, though it's not doing terrible today or anything. But we do have it in the red today, even though we got a good green number on this NASDAQ today. So we are going to just hang on to this one. This is our way to play Bitcoin in our IRAs, and that's what we're doing with this one. So that's good. X It's pretty flat today. As far as the week goes, I think it's had a pretty good week. Let's pull that up and take a look at it. Yeah, it's been up a little bit for the week. Nothing major, maybe $1 or so. We don't hold any of that right now. I think it's a little too high for me. I like it around maybe the 20, 21 range. I don't know that it's going to get there anytime soon. MAF again, a Bitcoin play. This is the Hut 8 Mining Corporation, and it is pulled up a little bit today, but has not gone green. I think for the week it's probably pretty flat. Let's take a look at that. No, it's actually down, so not going the right direction for us either. But that's again tied to Bitcoin. Once the Bitcoin takes off, these other two will take off. MSTR and Hut Mining. So we're not concerned about it. It's just a play. It may take a while. Could take months. Could take years. But we've got time, so we're not worried about it. Now, here's the good one today. As you can see here, Novavax has been fighting with that 185 level. That's been an area that we had support at one time. So now it is an area of resistance. It's gone through it a couple times today. Let's pull the chart up and take a look at that. So the range today, it has gotten up to 186.12, and that was just recently. So hopefully this thing can close above that 185 today, and that 185 becomes support. And maybe over the weekend, they'll get all their data together and be able to present that data on the U.S. and Mexico. So hopefully they'll do that, and then they can get some quick approvals there. Maybe the FDA would let them get a quick approval, and that could set things off around the world for them because they've got all kinds of pending things in other parts of the world. And it's just a matter of meeting the manufacturing goals, and I think they've got a lot of that straightened out. So looking good for Novavax today. There it goes over the 185 again. The volume today, not very heavy. So it's very good to see it move on such small volume. But you can take a look at this 5-day chart. You see the nice jump. And this jump again was just an article that came out saying that they were very close on releasing this data, which we've known that. But we'll take it. And it was pretty good volume. You can see the volume did pick up that day, and it did shoot up. It was a nice little gain that day, and then it's been able to hold it and even go up every day since then. So today getting another lift. So we're just hanging in there for them. Really want to see it hold that 185, because if it can hold that, any news at that point, we're back in the 200s, no doubt about it. We'll be probably back in the green. I think the cash count we're in at about 190, and the IRAs were in at about 205, 210, somewhere like that. So we're not far off. It won't take anything but a little bit of good news. Love what I'm seeing today. If it can just hold up, but the markets have a tendency to sell off towards the end of the day, especially on a Friday. So don't be surprised if it doesn't fall below that. But if it holds it and it gets above that a good ways, that's going to be an awesome sign for us. Okay, and again, if the news comes out Monday, then that will be a big deal. The shorts on this thing, they've got a decision to make, just like longs do sometimes. Are they going to hold that over the weekend? Because they've got 2 days to prepare the data, 2 more days to prepare the data, so they may have it ready. And if the data comes out before market opens, or before pre-market opens, then they're going to be kind of stuck holding those shorts. So that's if the data is good, which we do expect it to be good. So very dangerous move here if they hold through the weekend. So you may see this thing actually run a little bit before the day's over with. Who knows? You never know how it's going to go, but that is one option too. You might see a little run up towards the end because of the shorts' fears of holding it over the weekend. And the longs do the same thing. When they worry about things like that over the weekend, they'll sell in case there's some kind of bad news that comes out. But there you have it. That's kind of where it's at. Space, Virgin Galactic, I always say space, but Virgin Galactic um, is in the green, was in the green, I mean, and it's kind of been going up and down, up and down. You see the good little dip here, and you saw a lot of buyers. Looks like a lot of volume come in there, and could be just taking out some stops. But this one has been doing pretty good this week. Let's take a look at that. Well, I thought it was, but evidently it hasn't been. Well, I guess it's since Tuesday, yeah, since we were closed on Monday. I forgot about that. So this week, yes, it has had a little bit of good run. Okay, from about 28.60 up to 30.84. Okay, so there we have it. That was making some progress. Uh, but if you go back to last Friday, it's not really making any progress. Tilray, I believe, I may be wrong again, but let's take a look at the 5-day chart on that one. Yeah, it's doing pretty good from Tuesday. You're talking about a couple of bucks almost, so that's a good little pickup for Tilray. The volume has been decent on Tilray too. We're already at normal volume, and here it's just now 11:49 Central Time, so that one could go a ways. Nicolai had a good day yesterday in the green today. I think it was yesterday. But let's take a look at the 5-day chart. Yeah, it's had a pretty good little run this week as well. If you go back to Tuesday here, you're looking at an almost $2 run there for them as well. They did have a really good top right here, but they've come back some since then. But this one has been heading the right direction. Volume's kind of low today, but it's had some decent news here. There's a lot of activity going on there. EVs are in favor, except for Tesla has not been. But anyway, that's something that we're just hanging on to. We got a good stake in it. We're going to be hanging on to it for a while. All right, so we're in, I forget where we're at in this. We're way off still on being back to green on this one. But that's kind of where we're at on the market today. We are still showing a 187 point gain in the NASDAQ, 116 on the Dow, and about 30 on the S&P. So, but as far as this rest of the day, we're going to sit there. We probably won't be selling anything. Closest thing we've got to selling right now is the Tesla, but we want to get our 6% out of that if at all possible, maybe even more. So we'll be holding it a while. Looks like we're pretty much in the market. I mean, we are about as deep as we've been in a long time. I forget what percentage. Let's see, it's 7.66% cash right now. So that's not a lot of cash. And that's a lot less cash than that in one IRA. So most of that's in another IRA. But we're doing that because I just got some confidence in that this Novavax is going to be back in the green for you before we know it. And we've got time. We've got enough set aside cash to live off of for a few months if we need to, without having to sell anything. That's the whole thing about my cash. I like to have some of it to live off of, where I don't have to sell a stock while it's down. Okay, so because you don't lose anything till you sell, and you don't gain anything till you sell. The portfolios had a really good week this week. So that's about 3 weeks in a row. We've had some good gains. Of course, we got clobbered before then, and we're not at the all-time highs anymore. But we like what we're doing for the year so far still, and we're happy with that. We're behind the markets, I'm sure, still. So I hadn't even taken a look at that. But it's all because of the Novavax and our MSTR and Tesla. That we're not where the markets are probably, but it will be just a matter of time before those go the right direction, and then we'll be in a good shape again. So, but for the year still, we're doing good, and I like where we're at. We're not as good as we were, but we're still in fine shape for the year. As far as being retired, looks like I'll get to stay retired. So that's the whole game plan when you get my age. All right, so appreciate you watching the videos. We did get a recent subscriber. Welcome to the channel. And if you have not subscribed, don't forget to click this button right here and do that now before you go on to the next video. But have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll check back with you probably Monday sometime after the market close. All right. Thanks.